Welcome. What is it called again? No, wait, start over. Hey, welcome to Oddity Hour with The Oddity. I'm Melanie.
I'm Justin.
And we're revamping
Revamping. Third time's the charm.
Podcast. As you see, we're at a new location, and we're going to be getting some special guests in future episodes. And we're going to have musical segments now.
Music segments, some extra maybe little game segments, a couple quiz things. I don't know, some other stuff. We'll try and figure out what kind of really sticks and have a few consistent like ones every time and then kind of rotate some that feel a little different. Just all things kind of music and oddity related.
Today, we're playing Dangerous by Big Joy. It's not Big Joy. Fuck. Today we're playing Dangerous by Big Data and Joywave. Enjoy. Here's Dangerous. Here's Dangerous.
Like they know what I've been thinking. They're right under my bed, they're in control. Here they come, yeah, here they come, out from the shadows to take me to the court because they know that I shut this down, that they've been watching all my windows. They gathered up the warrant because they know you understand they got a plan for us. I bet you did. Because they know what I've been hiding. They're right under my bed, they're on patrol. Here they come, yeah, here they come, out from the shadows to take me to the club because they know that I shut this down. And they've been watching all my windows to take me to the club because I gotta get out. I
yeah, we're going to talk about a couple different things today, what we've been up to, what we've been doing, what's going forward, and then just other things that we've been kind of vibing with. We can start with like the State of the Union.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we got going on.
We have been recording the last couple months, so we're gearing up to do a new project, new release coming soon.
Yeah, pretty
Doing
much.
some music videos and
Pretty much done with the actual recording of it all.
pretty much
What we did one video and we got 2 more planned out, maybe.
2 more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ton of shows coming up next month. Let's see, what else have we been doing recently?
We've added band members.
Yeah, a couple of band members. Definitely got to get them on here at some point. I'll get them introduced to you guys.
Yeah, it's cool having 2 guitars
Yeah,
instead of just
yeah.
one, because a lot of the songs should have 2 guitars.
No, definitely.
Like the rhythm part.
We'll try and play Hotel California. Any
Yeah.
of like the heart songs. it feels
Well, even
like.
just like our songs, I mean, like
Yeah, those too.
yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't know, you can make it work with 3, right? But it's just a lot of the time it sounds empty, or I feel like you get stuck circling like very similar sounds
Yeah.
to make it less like empty. Like I was saying, like a lot of chords on the guitar with very like almost more of the melody on bass. I feel like has to happen with 3.
Yeah.
Or
I
else-
mean, there are trios that are great. I mean, like Muse and Rush and whatever, but like us.
But even both of those don't just use guitar. A lot of the time they're using synth or keyboard or like a lot of these other instruments and things to really fill out like that extra.
Exactly. It's hard to, because then what if you have to play a solo and then there's no more chords? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
it sounds weird. It sounds weird.
Like, I mean, the only ones I can really think of would be like your pop punk trios, right? You got your Green Days, your Blink-182s.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of those still have touring guitarists though.
Yeah.
Extra
Yeah.
exposed.
I mean, maybe early on they probably only had 3 of them, but
Yeah.
after a certain point, I think you just run out of different things to do, and you really have to mix it up. So yeah, that's been really cool playing with extra people, mixing it up. Even tried out a few other people that were fun to play with. Just things didn't work out, but it's been really awesome to like see everyone's like different styles, even though they're like playing the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
Like it never really sounds the same, and so that I'm really excited for.
It totally sounds better. Like we practiced with everybody for the first time the other day, and I was like, oh, it sounds like a real full band. That's crazy.
It's not half empty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not just solo the whole time. No chords, no rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah. Still coming up. I've been struggling to come up with some of the art ideas recently. That's been a little tough. Just because I don't know like exactly what vibe we want it to be yet, and I feel like once we like lock it down, it's like there it is. Like there's
We
I
gotta
don't
lock
know.
in.
Yeah.
It's our ongoing problem of aesthetic, where we're like
Yeah, for a brief minute we felt like we were locking into the alternative.
that was brief.
That's
yeah.
what that's
very
what-
brief.
Very brief.
And then we were like hair metal,
Maybe.
but like it's hard because I don't know. Our
what
music's-
do we play?
I know, it's like some of the songs are like I would classify them as like hard rock, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially some of these newer ones.
Some of the new, yeah. Some of it I would be like, that's pop, I guess. Funk,
yeah.
Alternative. I guess it's just alternative.
It's all just alternative. Well, I mean, that's where like being like indie, and then like the word indie not being independent but being like a genre now.
Yeah.
As well, like
Because then when we go to the indie shows, they're like, that's not very indie.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I'm sorry, it's rock, I guess.
Yeah, that's I don't know, but then you get the whole I feel like the rock is dead idea internally at times too, and so like I'll be writing stuff and I'm like, oh, this is kind of.
It's just rock.
Is anyone gonna like this? I feel like I have to add, I don't know, horns or like synth or
Make it
some
different.
other things at times. But then you go and listen to it, and a lot of these bands, it's guitar, maybe a piano, bass and drums,
Yeah.
and like it's like that's just rock
People just do whatever.
with extra steps. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what we are. What are we?
Yes. Or, I don't know. I mean, that's why I've liked the name The Oddity for so long.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it kind of fits.
If it's.
I mean, shoot, on the last album we did an accordion song.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
That's
And
true.
it was a hit. That song slaps. But yeah, so I've been just, I don't know, looking at different art stuff, trying to find inspiration, and so much of it now, it feels like, I'm like, oh, that was a cool, oh, that's AI. Oh, that was a cool image. Oh, that's AI. Oh, that's, and then I was like really thinking about it, and I wanted to ask you this question. I was like where, to you at least, where's the line? Because if you think about it, especially in music, we've been using AI for like a while. Because that's kind of what auto-tune is. It's an algorithm that changes the notes to be something, like it's based on previous people listening, right? You take a bunch of tracks of good notes, and now you take this other one that it's not hitting right notes, and you goes through an algorithm, and it makes it go to those notes. Mm-hmm. That's AI, right? Drum tracks, like your auto drum tracks,
Yeah.
same thing. That's AI. So like, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I was like, I think definitely one day we're going to be getting a lot more of these, like, I think album covers and things like that made through a lot of AI. And so I'm like, I don't know. How do you feel? Like, where's your line?
I don't know. I mean, it's one thing to have like the Logic stock drummer Kyle on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
song, and then to like totally just AI your album cover. You know, like I feel like if I don't know, like independent people do it, no one would care. But if like Ariana Grande has an AI album cover, people are gonna be like, bro, for real?
Yeah.
You have like millions of dollars, like hire an artist, you know? Like I don't know. I don't really care for the AI thing, even like the auto-tune thing. Personally, I'm perfect.
Ooh,
I'm just kidding.
you tell them.
But I don't consider the auto-tune thing super, it's to me that's not the same because it's like it's an effect, you know.
Yeah, but
And
that's what I'm saying.
the drum tracks are loops a lot of the time too, like that somebody played.
Yeah, but like even in Logic, you can write no drums, right? You have your melodies, your bass, whatever you have up there, and you go, make a drum track for me, and it does it. It'll be in time, it'll fit all this stuff, and a lot of the time it'll like, you can specify like the vibe you want and be like, hey, okay, I want this, heavier, add some double bass to it, or no, this is a lighter song, maybe do a cross stick instead of like a hard snare. Yeah. And like you can fine tune it like that, just like how you would, in my opinion, it's very similar. Maybe obviously I'm biased as a drummer, but as you would just typing in what you want to see and getting the multiple answers for like an art piece.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm all about real people playing real instruments personally, or at least if you're like doing it on a MIDI keyboard or something.
Yeah,
that way you know what notes are, and you're not just the computer's writing my song and
1,
then
3, 6,
I'm
8
doing it over. And, I'm singing over it. I don't know. I don't love it.
See, I mostly agree because like that's my only like gripe with like EDM. I've mentioned this before, but like I know like EDM and DJs and whatnot, like the act itself takes a ton of work, a ton of talent, a ton of effort, right? All of these things that like, I don't want to say real art, but like other artists that would be like included.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to pay money to go to somewhere to watch someone press play on a pre-recorded track. Like I want to see someone like switching the tracks at like as they do, doing the transitions, adding things, like subtracting, like performing in a sense. Because I'm like in my brain, maybe I'm not as aware as like some people of what actually goes on, but I feel like they're just they're like a hype man for their own music on stage, and I'm like, that's a weird vibe to me.
What blows my mind is like wedding DJs who get a playlist from like the people who are getting married of like songs that they want, and they don't stray from the list, obviously, because they're supposed to play these songs, and then they're like standing there playing a Spotify playlist and it's a wedding, so they're not like dancing or like going crazy, obviously, but like I'm like, why are you paying thousands of dollars? Plug your phone in. Like, I don't know, they need the sound system, I guess.
That's what I'm like I get, okay, definitely like all the equipment and stuff, right? Like it does cost money. Like there was that what was it? We played at a hall that had a DJ. It wasn't a birthday. It was oh goodness.
Played where?
It was like in Anaheim. It's not a birthday. What's the term? It's escaping the life of me. A quinceañera.
Oh.
When we played that, right? They had the DJ, and like he had like a bunch of lights, and he had a bunch of like equipment and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like that does cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
To
And
set up
sometimes
and
the
things.
DJs like guide the event.
That
with,
is true.
Announcements
That's what he was doing. He was being like, oh, we got announcements, we got the dance. Oh, this is a song they like, and they're mixing it in, and
Yeah.
like all these different things. He was an MC too,
Yeah.
on top of being the DJ, and I'm like, okay, like definitely that's really cool. But it's just like I see these really big festivals for some of these like EDM shows, and I'm like, that's absurd.
Yeah.
Like thousands of people. Have you seen some of the ones from like South America, especially, where it's like through the streets, it's just person after person after person, and they have like sections off so they can have like another row of speakers, and then thousands of more people,
Wow.
and then another section for more speakers and thousands of more people, and so
Yeah.
like it just goes so far. I'm like, okay, I mean that's cool because like it is like the festival itself. It's cool to be around all these people, but like, we have some people playing instruments on that stage.
They're like, no. Well, maybe we should just become DJs.
We should.
Like
we should.
Victoria DeAngelis from Måneskin just announced that she's doing like a DJ tour, and everyone's like, "What?" That's great marketing because
Wait, what does she play?
bass.
Bass?
Because she's not like the front man, right? She's not the singer, but this is a good way for her to be like, "I'm also doing this."
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she's like a fan favorite, and I think they're marketing off of that.
No, that makes
Pretty
sense.
well.
That makes sense. I think that was like one of the big issues with Slipknot and all that stuff was like people trying to use like, hey, I'm in Slipknot, this is my side thing, and like some people were allowed to and some people weren't allowed to.
Oh.
It became a thing, and like now there's just so much drama going on with them.
Girl.
It's like, yeah, but like I feel like I was watching, I don't remember what it was. It was a TikTok someone was talking about. It was like, yeah, almost no matter what, music is a side job. You almost always have to be doing other things too.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, that sucks. Especially nowadays when we have to like make our own TikToks and like really push our own social media, even if you have a team to do it, like
You still have to like be in it,
And-
like an actor.
and it's like you have to do it daily, multiple times a day to try and like match the algorithm. Whereas like before you'd be like, oh hey, you know, this is a new album coming out, on new song on the radio or yada yada. And like, I don't know, it is cool because it does give like an opportunity for anybody in theory with talent and with like good content to be able to like push it out there and make money and make a living off of it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's really annoying.
Oh.
But that brings me to TikTok might be going away soon.
I can't see that ever happening.
See, I think what's probably going to happen, even if that bill passes, is some other company in the U.S. or some subsidiary will purchase all the stuff and then try and continue it. But like the only reason it seems like it might actually have some is that there's like bipartisan support for it. So both Republicans and Democrats are like supporting the bill to ban TikTok.
The people will revolt.
Yeah,
There will be bloodshed if they try to get rid of TikTok.
I think it's got to be just a lot of like lobbyists from like Meta. You have your like Twitter people, your YouTube, your Google people, all being like, "Hey, yeah, these guys are like really bad.
Yeah.
You should vote to ban them."
For sure.
And it's
I don't want to live in a world
without TikTok.
without TikTok.
What a
Without-
nightmare.
Darling, I can't go a day without seeing that.
That is true. Some quality content.
I
it's-
don't know about TikTok.
But to me, it's just like when Vine died, and it's something else will just come up and take its place. And
But this is way. I almost said this is huger. This
This
is
is
way bigger.
I mean, yes and no. I think it only is because it's like one global company. Like before, like generally, I think you have a lot of like, oh, you know, this is what this country generally uses. This is what this country or like this hemisphere or like culture uses. And like TikTok has kind of like expanded that. And I think that's also one of the biggest issues is like, not issues, but like reasons why they're pushing for it is like the government's like, I can't believe this not American company is the biggest social media or like influential company. Because I guess technically Meta is worth more and Google is worth more, but like
whatever.
Yeah, semantics at that point.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if we just feel like it's more important because it's our generation's thing. I wonder if like Gen X people
really
care. Or, you know what I mean?
I guess that's why like older people really like hold on to Facebook, right?
They're not letting it go.
They've been really used to it. I've used Facebook in so long. I was trying to sell my old computer the other day, and I was like trying to be like Facebook Marketplace. It's just on Facebook. It's not like a separate app. I don't want to download Facebook. I just want to sell this thing.
You got to make an account and make your little profile.
Oh, gosh. I think not deleted, but like whatever term they use, discontinued my Facebook account like almost 10 years ago now.
Why did you do that?
I just never use it. And I'm like, even like to talk to family, I usually will use like Instagram or just text them.
Yeah.
I don't know. At this point, I haven't used Facebook, haven't thought about Facebook in so long that it was like, all right, I don't need to be here. Let me try and get my data off this website. Oh, you can't. Okay.
They already know.
Yeah.
They know where you live. They're coming for you. They're going to find you.
See, that was one of those things with like people trying to get rid of TikTok. They're like, oh, what if they're selling your data?
It's too
we got to
late,
get
girl.
rid of them.
Everybody already has it.
Yeah. It's like, so is every other company.
Yeah.
Like everything you use for free is selling your data so that they can make money off of it.
I think if TikTok gets banned, you know how they did with Club Penguin, where they made like bootleg Club Penguin, Club Penguin online. I think it's gonna be TikTok online.
That would be so funny. I would love to see that. Like what kind of, I don't know. But then it might be so like, then you get basically like Kick, if you're familiar with that.
Oh yeah.
The streaming site. I feel like, because it's just like, oh yeah, we're like, oh we can't stand the rules of this site, so we're gonna go make our own site, and then it's just like pure chaos.
Yeah.
And it always devolves into racism.
I was gonna say pedophiles.
I mean that too. That anti-Semitism, you name it. But it just always somehow, some way.
Can't wait.
Goes down that
Not
path.
Club Penguin. Actually, yes, Club Penguin online had like a terrible falling out with like the moderators or something. They were like, I don't remember what it was, but it was bad.
No, that tracks. It's just, it's like I watched recently a YouTuber. What he did is he used like a VPN and made like a brand new account and was like, what is YouTube just like automatically showing people? And so just let like 1,000 videos autoplay. It was all just Mr. Beast. It was like 90% Mr. Beast.
Well,
It was like 2 like Tucker Carlson videos and like another like Ben Shapiro video that they like snuck in there to try and see if you're gonna go down the rabbit hole, and then it was like right back to Mr. Beast.
I've never seen a Mr. Beast video.
You're one of the few.
Yeah.
But that deserves a round of applause. That's pretty based. Never seen a Mr. Beast video.
Never seen it. It's never even been on my recommended tab.
That's crazy.
Never.
Because there's so many people that like YouTubers and streamers that basically at this point like define their worth to an extent by like being in Mr. Beast, or like being like, oh yeah, like, oh, he's a big streamer, he was in these many Mr. Beast videos, or like,
oh my gosh,
things like that.
Sad.
To this point, it's kind of nuts. But I mean, I don't know.
That's nuts.
He's really gaming the algorithm, and that's where it's like, is it him or is it YouTube like pushing him?
He's somebody's nephew or something.
Sometimes it does feel like that.
He has chocolate bars, okay?
That's true. You got me there.
Him and the pink sauce lady are running the game.
I was gonna say we did try the Mr. Beast burger. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. That was the first.
Where were we?
We were in Chula Vista.
Chula Vista. That whole trip was kind of cursed.
If I could take it back.
Honestly, kinda. It wasn't that bad.
We
but
did try the Mr. Beast burger I don't remember. I got the Chris one. Is that canceled now?
No, why would it?
The Chris Burger?
Is it?
So one of them's canceled in the Mr. Beast friend group. Somebody got canceled.
Oh, I don't know.
Or did something like horrible. I don't remember who it was.
The only one that I was like one of them was trans, and like a lot of people were trying to say like that's an issue, but
no, there was somebody else who was like actually crazy. I feel like.
Was there? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not that in.
I'm in the Mr. Beast sphere.
You're in the Mr. Beast sphere. You
But,
just have never.
I don't
seen a
watch
video.
it. I don't keep up.
You just like the drama.
The Chris Burger was good though. I thought.
I thought they
it
were
was
okay.
plain. It was sauceless. Or maybe I ordered it without sauce.
That's just how you order burgers, though.
It was plain. Had fries on it. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of mid. Like it was.
I wouldn't like go back there on purpose again.
I would have never. I don't. Do they still exist?
Well, it's like a ghost kitchen
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It freaks
yeah.
me out. The Burger Den. Hello, that's Denny's. That's Denny's.
Those ones. Oh gosh, what was the Applebee's wing one? It was like Wing Hero or something like that. I was like, this is such a. I almost ordered from them one time because I was like, oh, I want wings.
Ooh, new wing spot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's this place? I've never heard of this place before. You know what? It might be cheaper if I just go pick it up. Let me look it up. Applebee's? I was like, what the hell?
Imagine.
No,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Like, I almost showed up. Luckily, I looked it up first.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll be damned if I am looking for some A1 wings
You get Applebee's
and
wings.
it's Applebee's.
I mean,
They're like, that'll be $35.
I'm just curious. For you, what are A1 wings?
I don't know. My mom makes the best ones.
Okay, I was going to say, with no sauce?
No, I have sauce on the wings. It's
Okay.
condiments. Like, I don't dip the wings in anything. I just eat the wings.
Are they buffalo or barbecue? I'm just
Buffalo.
curious at this point. Okay.
Buffalo.
Okay. Fair enough.
Spicy.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it again.
I wouldn't do any of that again. In conclusion, I would not do any of that again.
That was a bad place.
Memories.
Bad time.
Here.
We can move on to the next section. What have you been...
But pause. Rewind.
Resume. What have you been listening to recently?
What have I been listening to? I've been listening to Paramore a lot lately.
Of course.
I've been getting back into Incubus for some reason. Don't know why.
Incubus? Okay.
He's probably my favorite male singer.
Yeah.
The guy from Incubus. Wonderful voice.
Like, I know a few. I'm trying to remember more than, like...
Whatever tomorrow
Yeah.
brings. That
I was trying to
one.
remember more than that song.
They have one, Wish You Were Here, that I like.
Okay.
And they have like a weird, like 8-minute long Chinese song. It's not in Chinese, but they use like Chinese instruments.
Oh, interesting.
And it has like frog noises. It's really cool.
About it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like recently I've been listening to, I mean, similar to that vibe, a lot of Chevelle. Not quite the same, but like I was like, oh, like these guys actually have some like really nice riffs
I like
that I've
their
really
songs.
messed with. And then some of like the snare on a lot of them has been like I've really liked it, and it's had me coming back. And like vocally, like it's fun too because it's like kind of weird. It's almost like a lot of them are like Deftones, but like less horny.
Yeah.
With a lot of like the whispering and kind of like softer,
It's
like
unsexy
breathy.
Deftones.
Yeah.
You're
Which I vibe with. And then there was this one of my favorite bands that I've listened to since like middle school. Mayday recently dropped one of their first like independent EP. I think it's an EP. It might be an official album. But like they did a few singles after leaving their label, and I wasn't a huge fan. But I was like, okay, I'll check out this new one. And I listened to like the first 3 songs in the car, and I was like, oh, I really enjoy this. Like, I'm excited. I need to finish this. And I just like kept putting it off for whatever reason. Like we had something, or like I was in the car and I was like, I want to listen to something else right now. I'll come back. I'll come back. And then I finally was like, okay, I remember, like I'm going to sit down, like finish listening to this album, listen to it all the way through, listen to like the first 3 songs again. I'm like, okay, this was awesome. And listen to like the other, I think it's like 5. And I was like, I didn't need to come back.
you didn't fuck with it.
I did not. I just thought it was like really funny. Like they're not bad. They're fine. But like that I was like, oh, I can't believe like I didn't get to finish it. I really need to go finish this. Like let's do this. And then I do it, and it was like, oh, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Not cool.
No.
That's always so sad when somebody who you used to love so much releases terrible music.
that's where like I go back and forth because it's like there's no winning for a lot of artists. You've sold out, this is too weird, or you sound the exact same every time. You know what I mean? So like to that extent, I'm like, okay, you know, as an artist, you got to do what you want to do. You got to be able to figure it out. But sometimes it's just like, all right, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
See Panic at the Disco's last 3 albums.
I don't know. For me, the only one that like ever really disappoints me is Bring Me the Horizon. And they've been bringing it back recently.
They've been bringing back the Horizon.
They have been bringing back the Horizon recently. They've been getting like some heavier stuff recently. Like I saw that they were like, he was touring with Knocked Loose, which is another like really heavy band. And so like I was like, oh, okay, so you have to be playing like some of the heavier stuff if you're touring. If you're like also doing tours with these guys, it just wouldn't match because they went from this like really really intense like deathcore blast beats, full screaming, like as distorted vocals as distorted gets, basically, to like soft pop swag rock.
Like I can't think of an example.
I'm trying to think of
like anything that would be played on Q1033 2016.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They were one of the top ones then. And like I get it to an extent. Like they released one like softer single that kind of by itself, and it like really blew up. After this, I mean, the album Sempiternal itself was still really big from what I remember, and then they released Can You Feel My Heart, which was like, it's like a softer, like more, I don't know, crying song. And like that, like I think really jumped them into that like fangirl, like
I see.
like what's the boy band persona. And it seems like some of the more recent stuff has been like, it seems like getting out of that a little bit. And so like I've been kind of excited to see what comes, but I'm still waiting to not be too disappointed.
Can't set yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah. And then weirdly enough, Smashing Pumpkins. I've been like going through them and some of their like less, I mean, popular. Yeah. Most of it's pretty popular.
That's weird because I was listening to them the other day on the way to practice. I was like, I wonder if Justin likes the Smashing Pumpkins. It was weird. It's a weird moment. But you do. There's my answer.
I do, yes. His voice is really unique, and I like it.
It's cool.
Like I can tell, like a lot of people are very like, you either love this or you hate this, because it can be like really like screechy and piercing at times.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I always feel like it works.
We got to bring back Today to the set list.
Why
did we pick the worst song?
We really did. We really did. No, I would prefer to do
anything else.
What was it called? Cleanliness is lonely.
I was gonna say that one. Zero.
That's what it's called. That one's fun. I like that one.
It's basically On Fire.
Ooh.
Different rhythm.
Different rhythm.
Ooh. JK.
Yeah.
Shows. Are you going to shows?
I think so. I'm trying to go. Can't afford Sick New World. That's way too expensive. It's a massive festival. And honestly, I've never been big on festivals. Like, I already get like hot enough as it is in the pit. Like, I don't want to be in the sun too. I kind of like being indoors.
Inside.
Yeah.
In the AC.
And so as far as that goes, I mean, it is cool to be able to like be like, okay, I get to see like 8 of my favorite bands all in like 2 or 3 days. Don't get me wrong. But it's always felt more like hassle than what it was worth.
Yeah.
But they're doing 2 of my favorite bands, actually. Kublai Khan, TX. And I don't know if people pronounce it TX. I think it's because they're from Texas.
Oh.
I've only met like a few people who are fans of them. And so like I don't have anyone to be like, no, you're saying that wrong.
Yeah. You should start a subreddit.
I'm good. It's them and Lamb of God, who are another. I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yeah.
Doing like a sideshow, and I was like, oh. But Vegas.
You should just go.
I probably should just go.
Just do it. When is it?
Oh gosh, I think it was either April or May.
You should just go.
It's like, yeah, I'll figure it out. Like, I've been to a ton of shows alone. Claudia might be able to join me, but even if she can't, I'm like, I don't know, I'll just go alone.
Normalize it. Make your mom go.
No.
Your mom won't like it.
No.
My mom would probably go with you, or my uncle.
Your uncle, yeah, you
My
talked
mom and
about
my uncle would
how
go
he
too.
went to that the last show I went to alone, which was
You guys should have linked up.
we should have. It was Fit for an Autopsy and Exodus, who, it was really funny seeing a lot of these things now. My uncle is a really big fan of like Exodus, Lamb of God, and like a few of these, and I was like, oh, those, like I like them, but like for me it was like Kublai Khan and the other like second billing, I guess technically, band, Fit for an Autopsy, that I'm there to see, and then like I could go to these and have be with people who are like older and be like, oh yeah, you don't like these guys, that's fine, we'll stick around for like your generation. And it's kind of cool to see like the bands linking up and like almost passing the torch in a sense, because yeah, I'm sure a lot of these people who have known Exodus, these older people who listen to thrash metal back in the 80s, would be like, who is these young little whippersnappers? And like, but like from what I could tell, like everyone was vibing with it still. Like no one was like, I'm gonna go sit back down. Like even like all like because I went to the Anaheim House of Blues for the last one, and they have like the up above like railing, like balcony seats, and even then like everybody up there was like on the edge, like leaning over, like jumping and stuff. Like there was a small little moment where some dude was we were in between sets and some dude just started like singing along to the stuff on the stage, and it was like he was loud enough that we could hear it, and they turned the volume down a little bit. They like shined a spotlight on him and he starts stripping for some reason.
Oh god, no! Chris Hansen needs to step in.
And then they were like, I'd like take the spotlight off. Yeah.
That's.
I don't know, but yeah, like I don't know. I would recommend going to shows alone. It's a lot of fun. You get to like, I mean, if you're somewhat sociable, you can make friends there, and you can tell like people can tell that you're alone in a sense.
So try to like hang
And
out with you.
yeah. There's been a ton of people that have been to, like, especially if you show up early enough that you're waiting in line, like you'll just like start to kind of make friends with the people next to you, because you're all there to see stuff you like. You're gonna have stuff in common.
Yeah.
And like I remember one dude I made friends with at one point in a line. It was a bit of a smaller show. I think it was only 200-300 people. We go through it like, make friends, and we get inside the venue and we, lose each other after a bit and just playing along. And at a certain point, this band starts playing like a slower song, and the pit's kind of empty at this point because it's a slower vibe. And like, I don't know exactly how to explain it. We just like locked eyes and started slow dancing in the pit.
All right.
It was a little awkward, but it was fun.
Romantic.
A little bit.
That's cute.
I vibe with it.
I always go to concerts with my parents, so I've never gone to a concert alone.
I went to one with my mom because my dad was supposed to take me, but he decided to pick up a shift that night instead.
Bro.
Yeah. And that was okay. It was back when I was in middle school, so I was pretty into like Five Finger Death Punch and stuff. Looking back on it though, they were like really disappointing. It was when Shinedown and Five Finger Death Punch did stuff together. I did that tour together, and like Shinedown really blew me away because I had like kind of known some of their stuff, but I wasn't like a fan. And like, I wish I could remember his name for the life of me right now, but like his stage presence as a lead singer was so good. Like this was the Honda Arena, I think is what it is, where the Ducks play in Anaheim.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big stage, and like still it felt like he was like talking to you personally. Like his presence was so good. I was so blown away with him. I wish I should go see them again at some point, but now I feel like I don't know.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gonna see anyone soon?
I'm going to see my favorite band, Sir Chloe, for my birthday. Actually, that's my birthday celebration. My real birthday's on Easter. That sucks. So we're going the Friday before. That's my pretend birthday.
Okay, so
that's
what?
when we're celebrating.
2-3 weeks? 2 weeks?
Few weeks, yeah. I don't know, but yeah, going with my parents. We always go. We've seen Sir Chloe together. This is like our 4th time, I think.
Where are you seeing that?
Oh, the Constellation Room, Santa Ana.
Oh,
At the observatory.
I don't know.
You never been there? It's like a...
I think I've heard of it before, because I'll just like look up different venues and like go through their list to see who's playing and see if there's anyone I like.
Yeah.
But no, I've never been there.
I've seen Sir Chloe there once, and it was a cool little spot. It's a really small room.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
That's cool, though.
You're like, boom, right there. I'm like staring at her. Like, have you seen Radio Rebel? When she's like at the end of prom, she goes into the camera.
Just direct eye contact.
That's what I'm doing the whole time, hoping that she'll like
She'll
notice
notice
me.
you.
I stand in the very center of the room.
You bring your bass and you just
Like,
stand there with it. You're
You
like,
want me to come join you?
put me in, coach.
They're like, what the fuck? Ew. You.
Well, I mean, that was funny because there was one show that I went to. My mom did technically take me to, but that was because she was a little overprotective when I was younger. At this point, I was like 16. I was driving, and my friend and I, we were gonna go to this. It was a Jared Dines show. It was like a YouTuber who had started a band. Rest Repose, for anyone who remembers that.
Social repose.
And so, but I bought the tickets and he bought his ticket. And Mom was like, no, like you just started driving only like a year ago. Like
Girl.
you can't drive you're technically not even allowed to drive with a friend yet. No, I'm going to take you and wait outside. Well, it is very like sweet.
I know what you mean.
It's a little like,
It's kind of annoying.
yeah. And
My
like-
dad still does that.
But sometimes I like looking back on it now, especially like circling back, like I do appreciate it, like I really do. But thinking about it now with your dad, like at times like we went up to Fresno.
I'm like, are you for real?
I was okay with it.
I was like, you're gonna drive and get the rental car? Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on with us.
Yeah.
Now that I'm an adult, it doesn't bother me so much. Still, it's like, bro, like when I have to go get my mariachi suit in LA, like when I get fitted for it or whatever, he's like, I'm going with you. And I'm like, it's like 11 a.m. You know, there's no danger. I don't know what you're talking about. But he's
like, I'm going to Beverly Hills. Like, I'm fine.
And he's like he drops everything. And like won't go to work that day just so he's like, no, I just want to go. And I'm like, no, you're just kind of a freak.
And yeah, and that's where it's like at the end of the day when you actually think about it, like I do appreciate it because it a lot of the time it's been more help than it has been, I guess, like embarrassing.
Yeah.
But still, especially like as like a teenager, and like, oh my god, I remember it was so embarrassing. One of the guys had like stepped out for a smoke like a few times, who was in one of the bands. And I think noticed that my mom was just sitting there. Mm-hmm. And so like he goes up and talks to her and like they start like having a conversation. Uh-huh. And they're just chatting as I'm inside. And then at one point, because I'm sure I had blue hair at the time because I had been dyeing my hair for like a year or two then. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she used that to describe me. And so like he comes inside at one point, and I think after they were playing, he's just, he's in the room because it's not a big place. I think it was Chain Reaction.
Okay.
Right, so like not huge, maybe 100 people. Afterwards, he's just chatting, and he's like, "Oh, I met your mom outside," and I was like, "What?"
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and like it was nice ultimately because they were really cool. I did a weird thing at the time. I brought a cowbell to the show, mostly to get it signed, but also because I had just gone to the World Baseball Classic and saw the U.S. play Puerto Rico, and a lot of, like the entire Puerto Rican section, everyone had like instruments to cheer with. They were all using like cowbells and drums and tambourines and things, and so instead of clapping, and I still think this is really cool. I want to do it again because I think it's really fun, but just like a different way to like make celebratory noise. And so I was like, I'm gonna do that. And so like I go to the show and I bring it, and like respectfully, never while anyone's playing or anything, but like to clap, like I would use the cowbell, and it was cool enough that like a few people were like, "Is there a fucking cowbell in the audience? What is going on?" Like all the bands got confused. A couple of them were like, "Give me it," and they started like playing it on stage as like the songs are going. I was like, so that was a cool show. And so I will shout out my mom for taking us and chilling outside. That was pretty nice of you.
Dude, my mom fainted at the Måneskin concert.
I do remember
She
this.
fully was unconscious. It was at the Fox Theater in Pomona, and we're just sitting there. They're doing "I Wanna Be Your Slave." I wanna the biggest song, the biggest hit, and then all of a sudden she grabs onto me, and I'm like, "Oh, you must be so excited!" And then she she fell on the ground. No one did anything. We were so far away. Everyone was just like. And the people around me, I was like, "Hey, can someone like help me? You pick my mom up off the ground."
A regular old Travis Scott situation.
Yeah, it was just like, what is Astro?
It's Astroworld. It's Astroworld 2.0.
But I was like really freaked out because my mom had just had a heart attack like 6 months before.
Oh,
And I was like,
okay.
did she just fucking die?
I mean, of all the places and ways to go,
That's
that's
cool.
pretty lit.
So I literally left my mom on the ground and people were still like around her dancing. I was like, you're joking. And then I like had to run off and find security. I was like, can you help me pick my mom up? Haha. Eventually this guy, I had to like this random guy was like, can you help me? And he's like, oh, I guess. And then helped me drag my mom to the like lobby.
Jeez.
And then she woke up and she's like, you should go back in there. I was like, I want to go home.
This was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm like freaked out right now. And she's like, no, it's chill. And then the security was like, we'll take you to the front. I was like, okay.
They bring out the wheelchair.
They're like, and if your mom dies, then I'll just come grab you. And I was like,
You can
okay,
come back in. Yeah.
Sure. It ended up being a good night.
It's good, though.
It was scary, though.
Yeah, how many times have you seen them now?
3 times.
I remember you telling me you were going to Rome specifically to see them because you thought that they weren't going to be in the U.S.
It's before they, like, majorly blew up.
Yeah,
This was, like, a year in advance before the concert.
you're like, yeah, I just don't know if they're ever going to be in the U.S., so we're going to go, all the way out to Rome just so we can see them.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously other stuff, but, like, so we can see them.
That was the point. Yeah.
And then, like, before you even get out there, they
U.S. tour.
U.S. tour, and you go to one, too.
I was like, well, I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah. Which I understand.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird ones. Like, I don't think I could pick, like, a favorite band.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, like, too many, like, different genres and moods and things that, like, it really just depends. Like, if you give me, like, defining qualities or, like, I don't know, whatever from a band, you're like, hey, your favorite metalcore from Alaska. Like you get, like, really specific.
Metalcore from Alaska.
You get, like, really specific. Your favorite Midwestern emo or, like, whatever. Like, okay.
Triggered.
I'm sure I could pull something out. But,
Yeah.
nah, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So circling back a little bit to the TikTok stuff and it going away, part of it's just like things might be some big changes coming with like music media and streaming in general if countries follow South Korea's like place, because Twitch recently just stopped operating in South Korea, the biggest like live streaming platform that exists, because it just wasn't making any money for them. And so there's been talks with them doing that to Spotify too.
Oof.
And so like that, like South Korea might be trying to do their own internal like music streaming service. And so it's like, okay, we have like TikTok possibly changing and going away. Twitch is changing. YouTube's changing now. They're not doing any more streaming stuff really. Like it exists, but they've stopped leaning into it.
I see.
They were like, we're just not going to really try to compete with Twitch anymore.
Wow.
And so I don't know. It just feels like there might be like big changes on the horizon. We got to like figure out what it's going to be before it happens.
I predict that there will be like some kind of new app, kind of like WhatsApp, you know, how it's like everything, social media and like video calling, whatever. I have a feeling there's going to be a new breakout app from South Korea that's either exclusive to them or maybe it's everybody can use it, but that's going to replace streaming there. That's my prediction.
That's probably what's going to happen, because then you can just like pay to be on said service, and then if they eat it all up, they get a big old monopoly. But I just think it's so funny with like that, and then what's recently popped up with all these like Super Bowl ads for like Temu. I think they actually
Why were
pronounced
there
it.
like 9?
Yeah, there were so many.
And then it was Temu and not Timu. I was like, you're joking.
That too. I was like, it's not Temu? Okay.
And the commercials were weird. They're like weird cartoons. I was like, they paid probably so much money.
And I was like, isn't this just Wish.com?
Is it literally? It feels like the same company. They changed their
I think
name.
it's just Wish.com with like a rebrand. I think it's probably actually like a different
But it's the
company,
same,
but it's the same thing. And so
Temu.
I'm like, what is going on? I feel like like I jumped into a new universe, and like it was just like suddenly everywhere, and like everyone was like, yeah, like I've bought stuff off of Temu, and I was like, why? Like have I?
Yeah, because I feel like 6 months ago, everybody was like, no, it's a scam. Don't make an account because they're gonna hack into you or whatever. But now everyone's like, yeah, Temu. Haha.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, maybe it is like Wish if Wish kind of worked, but I think it's just ultimately it's just like a big, what's the term for it? Like place where you can list things to sell.
Oh, it's like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, or like I think closer to like Amazon.
Oh, okay. I see what you
Where
mean.
like they take a portion of what's up there, and so they get a lot of the drop shipping people on there, and so like I don't know, it's just like another one. So that's probably what's gonna happen if TikTok does go, is we'll just get something else that's very similar, maybe even owned by the same company, but with a different logo.
Real ones remember when TikTok was Musical.ly.
I mean, exactly. Like, did they acquire Musical.ly, or what? Did it just change?
I think somebody bought it and changed it to
Okay.
TikTok. I don't know. I'm not that far into it, but yeah.
Yeah, and so that's like a little concerning, but kind of cool, because I think right now the door is like possibly opening to like do different stuff, and like leading to like physical media being more and more like important for people. Because like so many things are starting to be like, oh yeah, I got Netflix because I get to watch my favorite show on there, and then after 6 months they're getting rid of it now, and it's like, why didn't I just buy the disc set? I guess.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be cool to an extent. Like I doubt it's obviously never gonna go back to like the primary, right? Like there's just no way. Streaming is just too convenient.
Yeah.
But especially I think with music, it seems like a lot of the stuff has been smaller venues, like even like what you're saying with Sir Chloe. Like that's a pretty big band to be. I
To
feel
be
like,
playing the Constellation.
Yeah,
Room. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I think they're just like, no, we like this like more personal vibe. It really helps. Like,
Or it's easier to sell tickets. Doesn't it look better if you have a tour flyer that says sold out and it's all smaller venues, but you know, it's all sold out.
yeah, that's
Instead
true
of
too.
playing at like an arena and no one's there.
Well, not to mention you get the the Ticketmaster owns like 90% of the arenas in the U.S. and like a solid amount worldwide too.
Live Nation or whatever.
Yeah. That's what it was.
I don't know.
And so just, I think leaning into some sort of physical media, some new or like unique. One of my favorite bands, they're kind of like they're kind of a jokey band, Belushi Speedball. They do it like really like thrash metal. They're out of Louisville, Kentucky. They're not huge. Like they're still playing like, I don't know, skate parks and like local stuff. They released a single on a pizza, like a slice of pizza. They like encased in resin with like a speaker and like a button, and they released a single. Like they're saying they released a single on pizza. And so, like, you can buy the single, in a sense, and, like, press the button. It's like a little, like, basically like a little desk display more than anything. But, yeah, you can, like, press the button on it, and the song will play out of the pizza. And, like, I don't know.
Move.
I don't know. But, like, I was like, okay, I like this. This is unique. This is cool. Like, I mean, the song is also called My Favorite Color is Pizza. So, it's kind of a whole joke thing. But yeah, I was like, okay, that's kind of fun. It's a little unique, and it doesn't take much. All you need is you get a little motherboard, a little speaker, and a button. 10 minutes on a little coding program, encase it in some resin.
Do it then.
Bet. we'll make little Angela doll or something. That sounds way worse. I'm sorry.
I apologize for my recent comments on
I apologize for my transgressions.
the Oddity. What is it called? The Oddity Hour podcast.
The Oddity Hour. It's 45 minutes.
The Oddity Hour. It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think it would be fun to do something like that. Because speakers are, like, even like little ones that are not great, but like phone sized, aren't that expensive to buy.
Yeah.
You get a little watch battery, an Arduino motherboard, like I said, 5 minutes of code, if that, to upload the file, press play. This button presses play, and then bam, you can do that with like anything. And
You should make us a little keychain with something on it that plays the song.
Ooh, actually?
Yeah,
Bet.
and it's
That's
like
a
a little
good idea.
Tamagotchi pet thing.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh,
it plays our song. and
That'd
you
be so
can't
cool. A
skip.
little. Oh, I could probably even do a little like 8-bit animation. We do like the two of us like jumping around, or like in the like shape it like a
something.
Tamagotchi. That wouldn't.
We get sued immediately. The cease and
Immediately.
desist.
Yeah, because all I would really need would be like access to a 3D printer, and I think I can figure that out pretty easily. So
Next podcast.
Next podcast.
Check out our for sale now.
no,
on
it
our
would
website.
take a little bit to get everything in and put it together, but that's like literally what I did all 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
Was that stuff? It was a lot
You
of
should-
3D printing.
You should do that.
That
Bet. Do people don't say bet anymore?
I don't know. I do, but I don't really think about it. I just kind of talk.
Not like other girls.
I know, just so unique.
Yeah. Is that all we had?
I think so. I think that's gonna wrap it. Do we have anything coming up specifically that we should announce, talk about?
By the time this is out, we will be getting ready for our little mini tour of Southern California. Or
Which
maybe
is
it's already happening.
for
Our new single, Angela.
Angela.
Must be hard to be like you.
Peace.
Yeah, we have a new single and a music video.
Yeah, it should be out by the time you see this, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly after.
Yeah. Yep. Enjoy.
Thank you guys.
We should high five at the end of it every time. Hooray!
Hooray!
Freeze frame. You're probably.